particle of the jump in mid-air for some reason. If you're tapping very fast the jump button, you can actually do a simulated double jump, which you're not supposed to do at the beginning of the game. You're getting the double jump upgrade on the first dungeon, and it will unlock some pretty cool skips, and especially after getting the double jump upgrade. So I'm saying that the stream died. I don't know if it's back. Oops, I'm not even watching my screen now. If the stream died, I'm gonna... Back on? Okay. I'm praying very poorly, sorry. Very little explanation about the... He'll kill the king, not the stream. I'm gonna take a safety save point, by the way, because I've lost much, like a lot of health actually. So yeah, what I was saying, enemies will drop some little yellow squares which are XP. It will only increase your HP every time you will get a new level up. And I'm not gonna do the skip, by the way, because it's not a good setup for it. And the red circles were just to give you some health back. Yeah, I'm not on good cycles for that. I'm using jump button and attack very quickly so I can get rid of those enemies as quick as possible. And I'm gonna enter the first dungeon, which is Crypt. And this first dungeon already for casual players can be a little bit tricky because there are some very tight platforming in this game. You will see, especially on this first screen here. By the way, there is a breakable wall on the right here. What you have to do the 100% category is getting all epitaphs, which are optional items, optional collectibles. You also have to get every upgrades. There will be one I'm not gonna grab because it's just a very big detour. And also you need to get the map from Gustavo, the NPC you saw in Red Cave, which I didn't talk to. You can finish the game without getting the map, and obviously all key items, but you need to get all key items to finish any percent anyway. So I'm just gonna focus on this jump specifically, because for some reason it was very difficult when I started speedrunning this game. If there are some frame drops for no reason, it's the first time it's happening to me, at least this type of frame drops on this game. By the way, I'm playing on with a FPS cap of 120 FPS, because without any cap it made my stream lagging, and when I capped it on 60 FPS for some reason, aerial combo were dropping a lot. So I just grabbed the triple, not the triple jump upgrade, the double jump, but it will allow you to do the jump glitch and the usual double jump to do a triple jump, and you will be able to skip a lot of things. Not necessarily on this dungeon, but later in the run. Little introduction of moving platforms. This room is not necessarily a big problem. By the way, for the vertical moving platforms, there is a pretty weird thing, is that when it's moving up, the momentum is stored like half a second or more after it stops moving, so you can jump late and still have the momentum of it. So that's a good stuff. And we're already going to the last room of this dungeon, which is even easier than the previous one. Gonna use triple jump too. I'll go quicker here. I'm gonna use aerial combos here to defeat this skeleton and go on this platform. By the way, aerial combos is always the best option to kill enemies. I see another F in the chat. Lot of F and stream died. For this skeleton, I'm just gonna hit it once and then skip it. And this is the last platforming part, and then we are going to the first boss. Which will be terribly easy. Okay, thanks for telling me. I have Discord opened anyway, so if anything is going wrong, I'm gonna be noticed for sure. So this is Death Mask. This boss is super easy. Volume warning though, 10 seconds after the fight will start, there will be a very loud laser. So be careful with that if you're using headphones. This one. And we are staying on the right of the boss because laser won't reach me for some reason. I just have to do aerial combos and be careful with the fireballs. I heard of a notification on my stream. I hope it's not heard on SpeedGaming channel. I was supposed to mute it, so that's weird. And yeah, this boss is already done. It's very easy, as I said. By the way, you saw that when I'm breaking the orb at the end of the boss, one of the key items drops from it, and I can get it on the first frame if I press up. But for some reason on this specific boss, it's not working all the time. For no reason. Whoops! And we are going on the next area, which is pretty chill, to be honest. I'm gonna only have to triple jumps above those enemies and being careful about some fish cycles. And it will be the same chill around for the next screen, so it's a good time for donations, to be honest. If you have some.
Sure.
And we are going
I can read some donations here. We had a $20 donation from Sonora Meduso. Says, keep doing the good work, Gun Brother. I think that was from the previous run there. Sorry, we should have read that between games there. And we have $9 donation from CB Chrono Trigger name Frog Ya Boy. Okay, we will put that towards the name Ya Boy for Frog and Chrono Trigger. Don't forget, we do have a bunch of incentives coming up, including tweeting the Magic Gems character bid war between Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Sylvester, Yosemite Sam, Mark Anthony, and Porky Pig. So get your donations in now to choose a character there.
Mark Anthony is currently winning. Like on the previous marathon I was running this game, it seems like he's a really beloved character. And yeah, I'm actually French, as you said in chat. So here I'm gonna try to do a pretty cool skip. I'm gonna break this block here and then use the arrow to have a little additional momentum. When you are hitting enemies with aerial attacks, you can see that I'm getting a little bit of momentum, so I'm using that on the arrow. If I miss this skip, I can still use a triple jump as a backup strat. And we are going to the next dungeon, which is Clock Tower. So you will see a lot more use of triple jump to skip a lot of things. So I really like this dungeon for this reason. Here, for instance, but this skip is pretty hard, and I did it on first try. That's awesome. And yeah, of course, it's a clock tower. As I said, it's inspired by Castlevania, so why not? But you won't see death at the end of this dungeon. It will be a totally different boss. This room is a bit easier. You will have another gear skip, but this one is way easier than the one I've done on the previous. Thank you, on the previous room. And I didn't do it on first try this time, so I was wrong. Oh, by the way, maybe you saw that before. I'm jumping on screen transition because it gives me a little bit of momentum when I'm entering rooms. It saves a little bit of time in the entire run, but it also helps having some better cycles on some runs, and it will be useful later in this dungeon. So this is the second upgrade, which is dash, and I will use it a lot because it will totally change the pace of the run. And I will be using a movement tech discovered by Uchida, another runner of this game, who is specialized in 100%, which is doing a short jump cancelled by a dash, and then doing that repeatedly, because this is a faster way to, the fastest way to move in this game. I didn't do it right, never mind. I really dislike this room, by the way. Those blocks are not my friends. And as I said, I'm gonna use a setup here. I'm gonna use a dash, then screen transition to have the right cycle for all of this. There we go. Getting this Medusa head. And that was pretty much perfect, actually. I haven't done that in a while. This is actually a pretty hard room. And finally, I'm gonna use triple jump and a dash here to skip the entire room, because there is a gap here. And this is the end of the dungeon. I'm just gonna have to do this boss, which is way more stressful than the previous one, because as you will see, by the way, this is Time Lord, but there are platforms, and below that this is the void. And if you fall in the void, it will reset the fight entirely. And obviously you don't want to have that. I had a drop combo, by the way, just before, so I hope everything will go right. That was a very good save. There we go. Not the best fight, but at least the fight didn't reset, so that's a good thing. And pretty soon you're gonna see the biggest skip in the game, named Blue Case Skip. So you will see me using a triple jump to go on the roof of the next room, and it will allow me to skip the entire Blue Cave section. So I'm using it not here, I was too far to the left actually. There you go. Here I'm dashing, I'm on the roof here. I'm just dashing, I'm gonna have to jump above a block. And then after a certain... I'm doing 4 dashes to the right and I should teleport to the next location. And I've skipped 3 rooms like this. It's about a minute or a minute and a half of a skip. So that's it. It's actually very easy. Not like the next skip, which we'll see now, which is mini boss skip, which is surprisingly inconsistent. Yeah. Okay, second try, I take that. So there is a, for some reason, there is a part of this sprite here you can walk on without being damaged, and to access that you need to do a very precise timing on your triple jump and then a dash, but as I said, it's very hard. And here we have 45 seconds above us, so good time for donations and elevator music too. Because that's a really big fall.
Well, we have nothing new right now, but don't forget we do have a bunch of incentives coming up, so write your incentive, write the game in the comment.
Yeah. For some reason there is this big fall just before the... I mean, the next session is underworld, so maybe it makes sense actually to have a very big fall. And very quick note, if you don't get, before you get the next upgrade, you won't be able to go back to the rest of the game. Basically, you're in a point of no return. This room here used to be a very painful one, but thanks to triple jump I can skip a bunch of things, like this. And now this room is way easier than it used to be. Also, this is a poison water, but I don't care, taking very little damage on that. This room was really painful because of the crystal enemies, which are very, very tanky. And also they can follow you very easily. So this is the last dungeon before going to the castle of the Kingfisher. It's complex. Casually, this is by far the hardest dungeon to do because there are a lot of very hard platforming sections. You will have to use those orbs here. You can see you can use them to bounce on. If you attack them, you will bounce basically. But I'm using triple jumps to basically skip everything. Triple jump in this dungeon especially is very broken. This used to be... oh, that's a big mistake. This used to be a very hard dungeon for me, but... I mean for everyone actually. But with triple jump tech it's now much easier. Also those enemies you saw on the screen before, they can be pretty annoying too on Underworld. Okay, that's second try. Usually I get it on first try, but that's okay. This room is not a big problem. There will be only one cycle I would like to catch at the very end. Hopefully I'm gonna get it. I'm not sure I'm gonna get it. Oh, actually I got it. There you go. Yeah, I'm just using it here to extend my jump. And now we are gonna get the last upgrade of the game, I mean on this category, which is a teleport, and you can use it on any sign you want to get teleported to another sign. I'm just using it here to go back to complex and access the last part of the dungeon. The only upgrade I'm not gonna catch is Fire Aspect. It will boost your damage, but it's not worth it to go for it in a any percent run. This part used to be very painful because there are a lot of cycles, but you can skip all of that. And this is basically the last checkpoint before the boss. You will see a lot of Medusa heads, enemies. Okay, that was a mistake. Medusa heads here can be very annoying, to be honest. And also, at the end of this room, you're supposed to do a boost thanks to a Medusa head, but again, triple jump saves your day. This is the third boss, False Custodian, and I'm gonna do some precise sequence of hits. I'm gonna try doing a 2-cycle fight, but to be honest, I'm not good at it. So this is the first cycle. I only did 6 hits. I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, then try to set up for a 2 cycles. And surprisingly, I improvised a strat that I don't even think is used in the real speedrun. But that was a 2 cycle, so that worked. So I'm very happy about that. And now that we have every key items, we will be able to teleport to the castle of Kingfisher. I'm just gonna go back to the nearest sign, which is here. You saw this location very briefly. I'm teleporting to Forest, because if you didn't realize, there is a little opening here you can go, and now I can use this monument here to teleport to the last location. That's a good time to say that I really like the music in this game, and Castle definitely, at least for me, definitely has the best music in the game. I'll say it every time I'm doing this run, but this is really an incredible jam for me. So this is Castle of Kingfisher, and this is already problems. Okay, so at the beginning you need to take some damage boost to go faster, but for obvious reasons this is a very risky strat. I'm gonna take my time here just to set up well. I'm gonna kill this one because I'm really not confident about this damage boost. It usually doesn't work well. By the way, sorry about the luminosity here, it's very dark. I'm gonna use a lot of triple jumps to skip some platforming. I need to get rid of some enemies or I'm gonna have some troubles. Forgot that I need to triple jump here. And this should be fine. There we go. Oh, got a glitch jump, but not the right one. By the way, I just did a big fault here, and very important thing if you want to try this game casually, this is a point of no return. You can't go back to the rest of the game, even with the teleport upgrade. So you're basically stuck in this part of the game forever. At least on this save file. My god, I have big troubles doing triple jumps now. Thank you. And this part here is very easy now. I will just have to do some triple jumps and damage boost to end this part, and then we will fight the first final boss, if it makes sense. That was bad. Much... Please, thank you. Okay, that's really unusual. And there we go, on our way to face Kingfisher. Of course, there is a very long staircase. And this is Kingfisher. This is basically your Dracula fight. You will see some very recognizable attacks. And we will cheese this game, not the game necessarily, but this fight a lot, because you're not supposed to reach the boss when he's above here. But I've discovered that you can dash like this, and if you time your attack well, you can actually hit him in the air, but triple jump makes it even better because you can actually do aerial combos you're not supposed to do, and I'm not supposed to do that too. That was a pretty big mistake. When you see him doing ground attacks in the air, that's a good sign. So far it's going pretty good. Oops. Also, every time he's doing the ground attack, I'm trying to time a final attack to hit him before he teleports. This is second phase, you will see this different flaming attack, but this is not a problem, to be honest. The boss is almost done. I should be able to finish it. Not now, actually, because I forgot that there is one more hit before the ground attack. And there we go. A long way to reach the next door, which will be the door to the final boss, which is Heart of Darkness, and this boss is a big problem. Not only because of its size, but because of the RNG. What you want to see is this ground attack. For the first phase it's not a big problem because it only has this attack if you stay close to it. And you can do at most 10 hits on this boss per attacks like this. That was basically a perfect first phase because I did 10 hits combos every time. But now this is where the problems are starting. Because of this attack and backdashes. So this boss really needs to cooperate now. And I wasn't on the right place for that. Which happens a lot because this phase is very erratic. Okay, better. By the way, concerning combos, you can let the button pressed and it will make combos automatically. Which is very useful. Can you please attack? No? Okay, thank you. Also, this boss is very glitchy and this is one example. Okay, we'll be able to finish the boss. There will be one last section before the end of the run. You're basically in Kingfisher's mind, he's basically lost in his own mind. And you will have to navigate in this maze and then do some pretty scary platforming, to be honest. I mean, especially for a run. Especially since I realized that I'm on PB pace. Please. Not world record pace though. World record is sub 30 minutes. Okay, for some reason I thought I didn't go in the right way. So, is this going to be a PB? I'm gonna use some very scary triple jumps here. Okay, so I'm getting trolled again. Okay. I'm taking a hit here to make it faster. And time is coming up when I'm gonna talk to Kingfisher. Okay, so this is the end of the run, and this is only 2 seconds behind my PB. I think the RNG on Heart of Darkness was pretty bad, to be honest. But it was a very okay run, to be honest. No enemies in this game. This was the ending part of the run, so there was 2 bosses and then just platforming. So just to explain the end of the game, so here you have a little discussion with Kingfisher. Is feeling regretful about what he has done, the fact that he didn't manage his kingdom properly, was just a coward and things like that, and I've been possessed by some obscure darkness. And for this reason, Simona will actually spare him and not take his soul. So that's a good ending for the Kingfisher. He will survive. However, if you remember at the beginning of the run, there is this big entity which is your boss, and obviously it will not be happy at all. Thankfully, it will spare Simona, but it will give her another task, and probably the last one if she fails again. So yeah, this is the run. I hope you enjoyed it. This is a very cool run, thanks to the new discoveries which hasn't been made like very recently, like a month ago. Very quick shoutouts to the other two runners of this game, Mr. Double Plays and Uchida was discovered a lot of things about the run and made it even better and even harder too, but for the best, I think. If you want to give it a try, you can reach me on SRC, on Twitter or whatever, on my streams to ask me some questions. I would love to see new runners. And I'm not gonna do the full sign up right now because I will have another round, a very different run right now. It will be tweeting the magic gems. So stay tuned for this run. I will see you in a few minutes.